All right, so next we have cleavage. And cleavage is the tendency of a mineral to break or to cleave along parallel planes of weak bonding. So what happens is you have these molecules, as we've spoken about, and they are held together by bonds. In one direction, the bonds are weaker than in a different direction, as seen here by this diagram. So if you take a mineral that has extremely weak bonds in one direction and strong bonds in another, then it's likely that you're going to break that mineral along the weak bonds. Just like if you have a deck of cards, in this case we've got a single plane of cleavage that breaks very similar to a deck of cards. So if you have a deck of cards sitting there, it's going to be much easier to separate the cards than it is to tear them in half. Because the cards are held together by glue and paste and paper in one direction and just air in another. So it's much easier to separate them along the air than it is to rip the cards in half. The same is true of these planes of weakness, of weak bonds. When you have more than one plane, you can develop a different shape than just this flat planar cleavage. So let's take a look at some of the shapes that can be developed by breaking along planes of cleavage.